For millions of seniors, the day doesn't officially begin until that first warm, comforting cup of coffee. It's a ritual. It's a small daily pleasure. It's the moment of peace before the world wakes up. And it feels harmless. It feels good. But what if I told you this daily ritual, this comforting habit, has become a metabolic landmine? What if how you take your coffee, the specific things you add to it, are the single most damaging, age-accelerating decision you are making all day? What if that morning cup, which you associate with waking up, is the very thing that is locking in your brain fog, fueling the inflammation in your joints, and programming your body to store belly fat? This is the great ignored tragedy of this simple pleasure. We've become so obsessed with if coffee is good or bad for us that we've completely ignored the real danger, the additions, the creamers, the sugars, the syrups, the things we do to make it taste better. These are not just a few empty calories. They are a direct hormonal signal that is setting the entire metabolic tone for your next 24 hours. And it's a tone of aging, of storage, and of inflammation. So over the course of this video, we are going to expose the hidden dangers in your coffee cup. But more importantly, I am going to reveal the one simple thing you can add instead, a this that doesn't just stop the damage but actively reverses it. A simple addition that turns your morning coffee from a metabolic problem into a powerful anti-aging solution. So let's first look at the anti-this. What is really in your cup right now? The first and most obvious villain is, of course, sugar. That teaspoon or 2 or 3 of white sugar, or even healthy brown sugar, agave, or honey. It seems small, but here is the biological reality. After a long overnight fast, your body is incredibly sensitive. That first thing you eat sends the most important signal of the day. So when that first signal is pure sugar, you are doing something catastrophic. You are starting your day with a massive 4-alarm fire. Your blood sugar spikes violently, forcing your pancreas to release a tidal wave of the fat storage hormone insulin. This insulin spike, this storage foreman, shouts at your body, "Emergency! Store this toxic sugar. Store it as fat. Store it now." And just like that, at 8 a.m., you have programmed your body to be in fat storage mode for the entire day. But it gets worse, because what goes up must come down. That sugar spike is followed, about 90 minutes later, by a devastating crash. This is that 10 a.m. slump, where you feel foggy, irritable, and are suddenly desperately craving more sugar or carbs to get back up. You have just initiated a vicious day-long roller coaster of cravings and crashes. But the sugar is only half the story. The second villain, and this one is the great contraster, is the healthy creamer. I'm talking about the sugar-free, low-fat, or dairy-free creamers that millions of seniors buy, believing they are doing the right thing. These are arguably worse than the sugar. These liquid concoctions are often filled with hydrogenated soybean or cottonseed oils, which are massive sources of the inflammatory omega-6 fats that directly contribute to the aching in your joints. They are filled with artificial sweeteners, which, as we've learned, can disrupt your gut microbiome and confuse your metabolism, leading to more cravings, not less. They are, in short, a chemical cocktail that you are mainlining into your system as the very first act of your day. You are literally drinking inflammation. So let's recap. Your current comforting cup of coffee is a fat storage signal from the sugar combined with an inflammatory bath from the creamer. And that is why you feel stiff, foggy, and can't lose that belly fat. But what if you could flip the switch? What if you could remove those two villains and add one simple, tasteless ingredient that does the exact opposite? What if instead of programming your body to store fat, you could program it to build muscle and kill cravings? What if instead of drinking inflammation, you could drink the very building blocks for your joints? That is the shocking transformation we are here to talk about. And in our next block, I am going to reveal what this is, and the first immediate profound change in your metabolism the moment you make the switch.
So we've established the clear and present danger in your morning cup. That combination of sugar and inflammatory creamers is a 1-2 punch that spikes your insulin, triggers fat storage, and fuels inflammation. So what is this? What is the simple, shocking addition that flips the entire script? The answer is simple, powerful, and ideally tasteless. I am talking about high-quality, unflavored protein, specifically a high-quality whey protein isolate, or, even better, hydrolyzed collagen peptides. Now, I know what you're thinking. Protein in my coffee? It sounds strange, but this is the secret. This is the simple hack that changes everything. And the first shocking transformation that happens almost immediately is metabolic control and the end of cravings. This is the first profound change. Let's look at the biology. Remember that this cup, the sugar and creamer? It gave you a 30-minute high followed by a 3-hour crash. It was a roller coaster. Now, what happens when your first signal of the day is 15 to 20 grams of pure protein? First, and most critically, it does not spike your blood sugar. It does not cause that massive fat-storing insulin surge. It is a calm, stable signal. It's like sending a memo to your body, "Good morning, energy is here, but it's stable, no emergency." This one change breaks the roller coaster before it even starts. But the second part is even more powerful. Protein is, by a huge margin, the most satiating macronutrient. When that protein hits your digestive system, it triggers the release of powerful satiety hormones like PYY and GLP-1. These are your "I am full" hormones. They travel to your brain and send a loud, clear signal that says, "We are satisfied, we are nourished, shut down the hunger signals." This is the great inversion. The sugar and creamer created a vicious cycle of cravings. The protein shuts it down instantly. That desperate 10 a.m. craving you always get for a muffin or a scone or just one more cup of coffee with sugar, it vanishes. It's gone because your brain is actually satisfied. You are no longer running on a sugar high. You are running on stable, real nourishment. This is why this is so ignored. It's ignored because of a second profound misunderstanding: anabolic resistance. As we get older, our bodies, and especially our muscles, become hard of hearing to the signal of protein. That healthy breakfast of toast or cereal with its 6 or 8 grams of protein does nothing. It's not enough to wake up your muscles or your metabolism. Your body requires a larger dose of protein, especially in the morning, to flip the on switch for muscle repair and satiety. By adding 20 grams of protein or collagen to your coffee, you are front-loading your day. You're hitting that threshold before 9 a.m. You are telling your body from the very first sip, we are in repair mode, not storage mode. This simple addition ends the morning cravings. It provides smooth, stable energy for hours, and it stops the fat storage signal before it begins. That is the first shocking transformation. And speaking of repair, this protein is the essential building block for your muscles, which is your metabolic engine. But what about the other critical tissues in your body, the ones that don't get enough of the right building blocks? I'm talking about your joints, that delicate cushioning between your bones, that stiffness you feel every single morning. It's a different kind of problem. And I know that stiffness is the true barrier. It's the ball and chain that makes any health change feel impossible. But what if you could support your body's ability to rehydrate and nourish that specific joint tissue from within? There's some fascinating new science on how specific nutrients can help restore that feeling of lightness and flexibility. I've placed a link to this unique approach in the first pinned comment for anyone who feels stuck and wants to move with that youthful ease again. Because once that stiffness is gone, everything else becomes possible. And this leads us to the second great change. Because we've just fixed your metabolism and your cravings. But what if this simple coffee ritual could be the key to fixing your physical structure? What if it could be the secret to stronger bones, healthier skin, and yes, less joint pain? In our next block, I'm going to reveal this second shocking transformation, the one that can change how you look and feel physically from the outside in.
We have just uncovered the first profound and immediate change that happens when you add this protein collagen to your coffee. You fix your metabolism, you shut down the fat storage hormone, insulin, and you kill the cravings that used to derail your entire day. This alone is a complete game changer, but I promised you it was just the beginning, because you haven't just rebooted your metabolism, you are now about to fix your physical structure. This brings us to the second profound health change, the one that addresses the stiffness, the aches, and the visible signs of aging. I am talking about structural rejuvenation, the rebuilding of your body's scaffolding. Now, why is this change so ignored? It's ignored because of the greatest misconception in all of health, the wear and tear lie. We have been told that our joints, our skin, and our bones just wear out like the tires on a car, and that stiffness and wrinkles are an unavoidable one-way street. This is a catastrophic misunderstanding. Your body is not a car. It is a living, dynamic system that is constantly trying to repair itself. The only reason it fails to repair is because it is missing two things: the signal to repair and the raw materials to build with. Now, let's look at that anti-this cup of coffee, the one with the inflammatory creamers and the sugar. That cup is not neutral. It is actively accelerating the damage. The sugar spikes insulin, which is a pro-inflammatory signal, and the seed oils in the creamer add to that inflammation. It's like having a stiff, creaky, rusty door hinge, your joints, and starting your day by spraying it with salt water. You are fueling the very fire that is destroying your joint tissue. So what happens when you make the switch? When you add this, and specifically when this is hydrolyzed collagen peptides. This is where the shocking transformation occurs. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body. It is the literal glue that holds you together. It's the scaffolding for your skin, the tough, flexible cables of your tendons, the dense matrix of your bones, and, most critically, the slick, cushioning cartilage in your joints. And here is the biological fact: after age 50, your body's natural production of collagen plummets. This is the structural equivalent of sarcopenia, muscle loss. This is why your skin wrinkles. This is why your tendons get tight. And this is why your joint cartilage thins out, leading to that bone-on-bone feeling. Your body is starving for these specific building blocks. So when you add that scoop of tasteless hydrolyzed collagen to your morning coffee, you are not just adding protein. You are delivering a direct bioavailable shipment of the exact specific raw materials your body is crying out for. It's like finally giving that rusty, creaky door hinge a high-pressure oil bath. Your body, flooded with these new resources, can finally start the repair process. It can finally begin to rebuild that thinning cartilage. It can finally start to rehydrate the synovial fluid, the cushioning in your joints. This is the inversion. The simple ignored ritual stops being the cause of your joint pain via inflammation and becomes the solution via raw materials. That is the second profound change. You are drinking your body's scaffolding. You are repairing the structure from the inside out. This is why, after a few weeks, people who make this simple switch often report a change they never thought possible: a lightness in their knees, a fluidity in their movements, a lessening of that morning stiffness. They are not masking the pain like a painkiller, they are fixing the problem. They are rebuilding the tissue. So, we have fixed your engine, metabolism, and we have rebuilt your frame, structure. This is already a new life. But there is a third and even more fundamental change, one that powers everything else. What about the engine itself? What about frailty? What about strength? What if this simple coffee ritual was also the most powerful, simple, and ignored weapon against muscle loss? In our final block, I am going to reveal this hidden conversation and how this simple habit can make you stronger even before you lift a single weight.
We have now established two revolutionary, life-altering changes that happen when you add this protein collagen to your morning coffee. First, you fixed your engine by killing cravings and stopping the fat storage hormone, insulin. Second, you rebuilt your frame by delivering the exact, specific, raw materials, collagen, to repair your joints, skin, and bones from the inside out.
This is already a new life. But I promised you a third, and even more fundamental change. The one that powers everything else. The one that fights back against frailty and weakness. This is the third, profound health change. The reversal of sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. Now, why is this change so ignored? It's ignored because of the greatest misunderstanding about muscle. We think muscle is built in the gym and lost when we get lazy. But for seniors, this is dangerously wrong. The biggest driver of muscle loss in seniors is not a lack of exercise. It is a lack of protein, and specifically, a lack of enough protein at one time. This is the single most important concept in this entire video. It's a phenomenon known as anabolic resistance, and it is the hidden enemy stealing your strength. Anabolic means to build up. So anabolic resistance means your aging muscles have become resistant to the signals that tell them to build. They become hard of hearing. Let me explain. In your younger years, a small amount of protein, say 10 or 15 grams, would send a powerful signal to your muscles to start the repair and growth process, muscle protein synthesis. But as you get older, your muscles change. That same 15 grams of protein does nothing. It's like the signal isn't loud enough to wake up the construction crew. Scientists have discovered that for a senior's muscle to even hear the build signal, you must hit a much higher threshold. You need a bolus of at least 25 to 30 grams of protein in a single sitting just to flip the on switch. Now, think about your healthy breakfast. That piece of toast, 3 grams protein. That bowl of oatmeal, 6 grams protein. Or that sensible breakfast. It doesn't even come close to the 30-gram threshold. So, what happens? Your muscles never get the signal to build. All day long, but your body still needs amino acids to function, to repair your organs, to run your immune system. So where does it get them? It steals them. It scavenges them from the one place it can, your muscles. This is sarcopenia. It is your body eating its own muscle tissue to survive, because you are never hitting the protein on switch. So let's go back to that anti-this cup of coffee, the one with sugar and creamer. What signal did that send? It sent an insulin spike, which is a powerful anti-catabolic muscle-sparing signal, but it provided zero raw materials, protein. So it's like telling the construction crew, don't tear anything down, but giving them no bricks to build with. It's a useless signal. But now, what happens when you start your day by adding 20 grams of protein or collagen to your coffee? Boom! You have, with zero effort, hit the anabolic threshold before 9 a.m. You are sending the first signal of the day to your muscles, and that signal is build, repair, stop scavenging. You have flipped the switch. You have stopped the muscle-wasting process dead in its tracks before your day has even begun. That is the shocking transformation. You are not building muscle like a bodybuilder. You are saving your muscle from decay. You are winning the war against sarcopenia, and you did it in your coffee cup. That is the simple, ignored truth. So let's bring it all back. Let's look at the total transformation. This is the circularity. This is the answer to the question we asked at the very beginning. That harmless cup of coffee was the problem. The sugar in creamer was the metabolic landmine. It was a fat storage, inflammation-fueling, muscle-wasting cocktail that you were drinking every single morning. That is why you were stiff, foggy, and frail. But when you make the switch, when you add this, you turn your morning ritual into the solution. You turn it into a craving-killing, joint-rebuilding, muscle-saving elixir. You are changing the entire hormonal signal of your day from the very first sip. That is the simple, ignored ritual. And that is why, when you start it, everything changes. And if this message, if this new perspective on your morning ritual has empowered you today, then please hit that subscribe button. Our entire mission is to uncover these simple, ignored truths that give you back control. Because now that you understand what to add to your coffee to save your muscle, In our next video, we are going to explore the 5 specific foods you must eat for dinner to maximize this muscle-building signal while you sleep.